Everyone else sleeps. If I wanted to run, now would be the time. Cassia told me once that she wanted to write a poem for me. Did she ever get past the beginning? What words did she use for the end? She cries before she slept. I reach out to touch the ends of her hair. She didn't notice. I didn't know what to do. Listening to her made me ache. Feel tears stream down my face too. And when I accidentally brushed Eli with my arm, his face was wet with his tears run down. We have all been carved out by our sorrow, cut deep like the canyon walls. I saw my parents kissing all the time. I remember one time when my father had been in the canyon and just come back. My mother stood painting. He came close. She laughed and drew a streak of water along his cheek. It glistened when they kissed, and she wrapped her arm around him and let the paintbrush fall to the ground. It was kind of my father to send that page to the Markinghams. If he'd never done that, Patrick might have never known about the arquebuses and couldn't have told me a way to contact them in Oria. We would never have the old scribe and would never have known how to sort or how to trade, or wouldn't have been able to give Cassia her birthday poem. I cannot let my parents go unmarked any longer. Careful not to step on anyone, I feel my way out over to the back of the cave. It doesn't take long to find what I'm looking for. With my pen and my paints, and the paints Eli gathered for me, and the paintbrush, my hands close around its bristles. I open the jar of paints and set them in a row. Reach out again to make sure the wall is in front of me, and then I dip the brush in and I make strokes above me on the wall of the cave. I feel some of the paint drip into my face. I paint the world, and then my parents in the middle of it. While I wait for the light to come, my mother, my father, and the picture of her looking at the sunset. A picture of him teaching a boy to write. It might be me, but in the dark I can't be sure. I paint Vic's dream. I paint Cassia last. How much do we have to show the people we love? The pieces of my life do I have to lay bare, carved out, and put before her? Is it enough that I have pointed the way to who I am? Do I have to tell her how, back in the burrow, I was sometimes jealous and bitter of how different I was, how I wished I were Xander or any of the other boys who got to keep going to school and who would at least have a chance to be matched with her? Do I have to tell her about the night when I turned my back on all the other decoys and only took Vic and Eli? Vic because I knew he'd help us survive, and Eli to appease my guilt? I have to tell her the truth. I haven't even told it to myself. My hands begin to shake. The day my parents died, I was alone on the plateau. I saw the fire come down. Afterwards I ran to find them, and then that much is true. When I saw the first bodies, I was sick. I threw up. And then I saw something had survived. Not people, not objects. A shoe here, a perfect unopened foilware meal there. A paintbrush with clear bristles. I picked it up. Now I remember what I've lied to myself about all along. After I picked up the paintbrush, I looked over and saw my parents dead on the ground. I didn't try to carry them. I didn't bury them. I saw them and I ran.